Good morning. As Major Wallace mentioned, my name is Sergeant T.G. Jones. I had the distinct honor of being the lead instructor for the 138th Police Academy, an academy in which obviously Officer Rose stood out early because he quickly became the class leader of. For those who understand the weight of that role, being a class leader is no small feat. It means being held to the highest standard constantly. As a class leader, you are expected to lead from the front and never from the rear. You're the example your fellow recruits look to in every aspect, whether it's academia, physical endurance, mental fortitude, or professionalism. You are asked to carry yourself with confidence often before you even fully grasp the responsibility the badge you're training to wear. There is no margin for error, and yet David Rose answered that call, although I admit I had to persuade him a little bit. Even before the academy officially begins, potential recruits go through an orientation where they meet the rest of the academy staff along with myself. I remember that day clearly standing in front of the room, giving my usual speech, scanning the faces of those who would soon begin one of the toughest journeys of their lives. And Rose was one who stood out. Afterwards, I remember turning to my secondary instructor at the time and whispering to him, "That's my class leader." Now, for context, we typically don't choose a class leader until about week 4 to 6 of the academy. It takes time to observe to see who naturally rises to the top under pressure, but with Rose, there wasn't a question. He carried himself with a calm presence, a quiet confidence, and a clear sense of purpose that made it undeniable he was going to lead. Not just in title, but in every action, every single day. And he did just that. Over the 6 months of the academy, Officer Rose proved to me without question he was the finest recruit I ever had the pleasure of training. He was unshakable. His attitude towards the process never wavered. From day one to graduation, he remained mentally tough, respectful, and fully committed. He welcomed adversity not with resistance, but with that trademark grin that you see behind me. Every single day, he showed up with purpose, determined not to just get through the academy, but to master it. And he did exactly that. His discipline, drive, and focus quickly set the tone for the entire class. His example pulled all the other recruits forward. He didn't allow distractions to steer him off course, and in that discipline, I saw something deeper. A glimpse of who he was beyond the uniform. He wasn't just some recruit. He was a man with a clear sense of purpose, someone who held what mattered to him close to his heart. Rose was a private man in many ways, but when you spend 6 months with someone every day, you begin to understand who they are and what they truly value. I shared this with his wife, Mariana, not long ago. There were 3 things he talked about regularly during training. First was food. The man could eat. Secondly was his Yamaha R1 motorcycle. And third, and most importantly, was his wife and children. He was proud to be a family man, and that grin that I mentioned always showed up whenever a sentence started or ended with the words, "my wife." Those values he carried, love of family and quiet dedication, resonated with me. Over time, Rose and I bonded beyond the academy classes. First over food, then talking about family, and eventually basketball. After he graduated, many of our Sundays were spent together surrounded by friends and fellow officers playing basketball at a local church. And just when I thought to myself, there's no way he could be good at everything, there he was flying across the court, guarding the toughest players with the relentless defense he had. And if you let him tell it, scoring at will when his team needed to. And nearly every Sunday, 2 familiar faces could be found sitting in the bleachers. His wife and son. I remember glancing over at them one day thinking, what wife willingly sits through a pickup game just to watch her husband run up and down a court for free? But then it hit me. That's what love and commitment looks like. That's the mark of a family man. To him, there was no such thing as off the clock when it came to being a husband and father. His family wasn't just a priority. They were his purpose. That's the lasting image I will always carry with me of Officer Rose. A man devoted to his values, grounded in family, and giving his full heart to everything he did, whether in uniform, on the court, or at home. The world lost a truly remarkable man when we lost Officer David Rose. His absence will be deeply felt, and the days ahead won't be easy for us. But in those difficult moments, I encourage you to hold on to the impact he had in your life. Whether it was something profound that changed your perspective forever, or something as simple as a passing grin that lifted your spirits for just a moment. Lastly, I want to say that I know without a doubt Rose would be deeply grateful for the love, support, and strength you've shown his family during this incredibly difficult time. On behalf of the Rose family, please accept their most sincere and heartfelt thank you. Your kindness has meant more than words could truly ever express. Thank you.